Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive.
Marketing Tech Blog.
The president of who? Of where?
You were on that golf trip with.
I was.
Woods,
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you said I needed to tone it down a little bit on the introductions.
Yeah.
So that's what I gave
Haven't you learned set expectations low with people? That way you always reach them.
Kind of like Scotty from Star Trek.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, we good week. Little bit different week on the Marketing Tech Blog, but things that I wanted to talk about. One was we have a mind mapping 101. For anybody that doesn't know what mind mapping is, it's a way to visually and creatively kind of get your thoughts down on paper. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, if you do a search for mind map on the web, you'll see where people just start jotting and building circles and drawing lines between each, showing relationships. But there really are studies that have found that it's a really great thing to do. I mean, we do it with keyword research sometimes. Mm-hmm. We say, here's the hierarchy of the site, and then here's the keywords that surround those, and here's topics that we can write on those keywords, and we kind of build it all out. And it takes seconds rather than trying to document it into a Word document or a spreadsheet or whatever. So
it's more fun.
Yeah, it is a little bit more fun. So we've got a cheat sheet out there from our client, MindJet, on Mind Mapping 101 to kind of learn that. And I would welcome everybody. I think it's a free download actually now for MindJet. So go make your first mind map and see how you like it.
So if they map my mind.
Yeah, the nice thing, there's a really cool thing scientifically with mind mapping that's good, and that's that people that are hierarchical and logical in nature and people that are creative can both look at a mind map and understand what's going on.
Oh, very cool.
Which is different.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more of a translation device.
I got your joke. It just wasn't funny. That's for you, John.
That was the two Johns.
Hey, if you haven't done this already, Constant Contact has a nice, easy, free program that's been out there for years now called Nutshell Mail. Mm-hmm. And Nutshell Mail is a great way to just get an aggregate stats of what happened on Facebook or what happened on Twitter during the day for you.
Oh, cool.
So sign up for it. It's pretty cool and it's worthwhile. They haven't really changed it in a few years, but it's still pretty good.
Works, yeah.
And so for customers who want to, they don't have time, you're driving around and talking to customers and doing work and you don't have time to sit there on Twitter or Facebook all day. This is a great day to get it all in your inbox and every evening kind of review it, see if you want to reply to anything and do something about it. So a new app out there for iPhone right now. I don't think it's on Android yet, but we talk about it called Mailbox. Mm-hmm. If you guys have ever heard of it, this mysterious thing called Inbox Zero. Do you guys do that? Do you guys?
Yeah, actually, we read about it on Marketing Tech.
Okay, so
we haven't done it yet.
So Inbox Zero. There's a guy, Michael Reynolds, here in town actually, and Michael does lessons on this, and it's how every single day you should go to zero emails in your inbox. Mm-hmm. Well, that would take me
feel a lot better, doesn't it? I've got 13,000.
Yeah, it would take me like 4 years to try to get to Inbox really Zero. But this app is frighteningly cool. And that's that with every email, you can archive it, delete it, schedule it for later, or add it to a list. And with one swipe of the finger. So it's 4 different motions, basically. And so it's really easy to get down to a manageable amount of emails in your box because I can just say, oh, well, I'll do that on the weekend. Or, oh, I'll archive that. I don't need that right now. Oh, this one I got to do right now.
Gotcha.
You know? And, that's cool. Really cool. So check it out.
I want my inbox to be zero.
Yeah, amen there, brother. Citations and co-citations. So I love this because it blends in well with the discussion of link building and link earning. I love link earning. You got to trademark that or something. I'm sure someone has already.
Yeah, I've seen it mentioned a couple other places.
But an interesting thing that Google's doing that you may not be aware of, and that's that Google just isn't looking at just links. Now they're looking at key phrases too. Mm-hmm. So business name, address, phone number. They're actually starting to build kind of the same hierarchy of page rank and everything else based off of those elements. So, some things to keep in mind. If you can get a mention of your business on a regional website and they don't have a link back to your site, you're still okay. It's still of value because they might list your phone number or they might list your address. And over time, I think citations, and they call them co-citations, that's where maybe they don't mention you in this article, but they mention you in another one, and then they wrote about this. And so there's not a direct relationship between the topic and your site, but there's a link, I shouldn't say link, there's an association between the two. Yeah. This is becoming more and more prevalent with search engines. And although the link is still, kind of the gold, there's, citations are the silver right now.
That's right.
And then I'd say down the list, there's a third place, and that's keyword citations too. And so Google's starting to unravel the mysteries of language and how we talk about one another.
That's very important because, why are they doing that? Because you cannot game that. You can't. From the link building efforts of years ago, 2 years ago, last year.
Yeah.
It was still an anchor point that you could continue to, and it was just numbers.
Yeah,
just so you get those.
So
links,
you think
right?
about authorship now is identifying people.
Right, that's right.
Now citations are identifying geographic and phone places, and then links, of course, on topics. And they're starting to bring all of this into the fold, into a delicate algorithm that is really starting to rank people where they need to be. I like to say.
Yeah, I'm cautious about that. No, I completely agree, and I think it's intuitive.
Yeah,
and I think it's where everything's going. It still is a house of cards whenever it comes down to, where that person is and if they're actually embracing that correctly. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. The downside for me is always that the company with a ton of money is going to be able to game the system still. Small businesses are still, but I like that every time they advance this, it's usually the big companies that kind of get, driven down in rank, and the small guys pop up. So it's really important to get someone like Site Strategic so that if you out of a small business, you can compete. Right now is the best time to compete because if they stay away from those, stay ahead of those algorithms, you can continue beating that competition.
Right. Hey, you're listening to Edge of the Web Radio with Douglas Carr from Marketing Tech Blog. I just want to let people know who is actually talking right here. Go ahead, Doug.
We have a couple more articles. Twitter actually launched a new Twitter Business Center. I would encourage everybody to just go read it, go look at the video on there, look at the tactics that they give. They give some really cool ideas for businesses on how to utilize Twitter and really leverage it from a marketing standpoint. And then we followed that up with a couple other posts. One is how to create a simple Twitter campaign with if this, then that. If you guys don't know what that is, if this, then that might be the easiest tool in the world to do things with. And what I mean is it's a simple workflow system. It's free. So basically, we talked about that you could have an event coming up in a week. And so you want to do, let's say, 7 days of tweets, and you want to do them 3 times a day. And you basically just want to lead up. You want to have different messages that lead up to that event and get people to promote it. Well, with if this, then that, you can just schedule all those out. And you don't need a paid service like we use Hootsuite, and we really like it. But if you don't have a paid service or whatever, it's a great way to do that. And then the last one is we're talking about hashtags. We have a infographic that went up on hashtags and understanding those more because, believe it or not, there's like a dozen or more services now that are focusing on hashtags, Facebook being the latest that's gonna do it. So lots of good info on Marketing Tech Blog this week.